All right, so this is Timothy Dixon here, and on recommendation from my therapist, I'm going to be starting journaling. So I decided to do video journals, and this is the first entry. And even though this is going to be kind of raw, and I'm not too familiar with this whole video vlogging, YouTube type situation, I think I do have a message out there that can help a lot of people in my situation, a lot of men in my situation, and hopefully maybe even some women in my situation that can utilize some insight. And this is my second day as a 36-year-old, and my birthday was yesterday. And there's also my first day officially being separated, most likely being divorced sooner than later with my wife of 5 years, which is about the time where marriages hit their hardest points and collapse. This is also, we're also a month into this coronavirus pandemic that's been driving a lot of people up the wall and has been personally affecting my business a lot. So this is a double. It's kind of like coming at me from both ends. So vlogging and journaling and getting my thoughts out now is probably a healthy alternative. And I'm gonna try to keep this first video. It's about 7 minutes. So yeah, I kind of think the main purpose of this video is just to give other men who are in the similar situations, hopefully you're early in your divorce or separation, and dealing with the hardest part of it. And if there's young children involved or any children involved, then it's going to be that much harder. I have a 5-year-old little girl involved who is the perfect little person and couldn't be an any more innocent example of what love and appreciation looks like. And it's just heartbreaking to know that I'm not going to be in that house anymore. And I'm still planning and want to and will be a father first. This is my second child who also went through a similar situation, which was handled even worse. And there's just no way of sugarcoating how horrible I feel about having done this to two, innocent little girls. And I say that to say this. I think the most important thing that men need to realize in situations is whatever you've done or whatever happened to you or whatever situation you're in, take accountability first, and don't pity yourself or don't be too hard on yourself, but take accountability and really focus on what you're going to do moving forward in order to not let the same things you're taking accountability for happen again. Because where I'm at right now, any moment in time, the whole state can go on lockdown, and I might go months without seeing any of my children, and that's partially my fault. I know in my situation, I can't speak for anybody else's situation. In my situation, my wife has just as much as a role to play in this as I do, and in the actual decision making of separating and divorcing, it's all on her end. And I'll let you know, just in case anyone can identify, our stresses are primarily financial. We just bought a new home, which there was some conflict about, and we were in a cycle of abusive actions, mostly verbal, mostly emotional, very, very little physical, but abusive nonetheless. And we both come from really bad situations. So what I boil it down to is, this is another bit of advice or just some identifying that can be done with someone in my situation. Even if you're in a situation where your wife or the woman in the marriage is more at fault, or is more aggressively pursuing the separation and maybe isn't seeing things clearly, but is just frustrated and angry, and the word I've heard a lot is fed up. You have to not, and this is difficult, but you can't be angry, or you can't be spiteful, or you can't not understand where they're coming from, because their lives are their lives. And I know personally from my situation, my wife has been through a lot, So if she's just tired of fighting, right or wrong, I can't, knock her for it. And I can't blame her completely for not wanting to live a life of sacrifice, because a marriage is a life of sacrifice. I'm blessed enough to come in contact with many different people of different age groups, married, divorced, separated, been together 20 years, been together, divorced after 5. And then the common theme is just it's a work, it's a difficult struggle, it's not easy, and it's when it doesn't work, you can't feel as if your wife is wrong, or as if she's a bad person for not fighting through it. And you can't be too hard on yourself for not being able to do what you needed to do to make it work. It's just part of life, and life throws curveballs and obstacles in our path all the time. And I'm starting to develop a sense that that's why we're here, to see how we deal with these curveballs and these obstacles. And it's from the very beginning. It's from the very conception of life itself. There's obstacles put in front of us that we have to overcome to be here in the first place. So why would they stop at any point in time? So I was listening to one of the other broadcasters, YouTubers, who has a channel. He said one of the messages was keep your head above water. And he gave an analogy of this whole journey is like being in whitewater rapids, but just keep your head above water until it ends. It's going to be very difficult for me to do that personally, because I'm very emotionally attached to my wife and my children. But I'm gonna do things like this. And if you want to come with me on this journey, just subscribe, follow, like, whatever the right term is. I'm gonna post videos daily. I'm gonna try to keep them around 7 minutes. And again, this is day 1, and I'll let you know on the progress. Oh, and if you have any fitness questions, because that's what I do, you can follow Legacy Equation Fitness on Instagram. And if you are a divorced father, or if you're going through a divorce, or you're going to be separated, or whatever the case may be, if you're a man out there who's going through a similar situation, you could contact me on that same Instagram page, Legacy Equation Fitness on Instagram, and I'll definitely help you out, send you some free workout guides, some free workout tips, just to help you get through this. Because I know if I didn't know as much as I do know about fitness, I wouldn't be able to exercise and come up with ideas of what to do in the gym while going through this. So if you want me to figure that out for you, and you share your story about your divorce or your separation, I'll make sure to help you out. Maybe you're sharing your side can get me through some hard times, and we help each other out. We got to stick together. This world is designed to divide. So let's do this, guys.